Alright, what's going on, people? Welcome back to another one. It's Time London. Quickly, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so before we get into this information I'm about to give you guys this time. So, yeah, we're on road to 10,000 subscribers, so go ahead and subscribe real quick. Alright, pros and cons of living here in Kampala, Uganda. A lot of people, when I come to Uganda, visit for the first time, or if you've been here for a few days and you didn't really experience it properly, you might want to watch this video as well. So let's get into it. I've got a list here on my phone, so I'm going to be giving you pros and cons. So the good and bad. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the cons, with the bad, or what you might call bad, but to some people it might be good. But okay, let's get into it. So the cons first. So I make most of my videos I make when I'm traveling, I make them from the perspective of a traveler from abroad, right? So one of the things that you might call a con, obviously, if you're from Europe, coming to Uganda, you need a visa. So when I come from England, I need a visa to get into Uganda. So a few visas you can get. You can get an East African visa that can allow you to enter Uganda, Rwanda, and Kenya. That's what I had this time around. But if you're only going to visit Uganda, you can get, a normal single entry tourist visa. So boom, one of the cons, you need a visa. Obviously, depending on where you're from, each country has some countries you can go to and you don't really need visas. So coming to Uganda, if you're from Europe, you definitely need a visa. Cool, boom. Number 2, unreliable electricity. That is so annoying, man. In Uganda, look, especially if you're a digital nomad, for you guys that work, online, which I do most of the time when I'm here as well, to cater to my clients back in London. But it's annoying because if you plan to work, a certain time in the day, if you're busy during the day and you're like, what, I'm gonna work in the evening when I get back home or whatever, you might get back home and the power goes. So unreliable electricity in Uganda, man, is very, very annoying. So, and I always say, it can even give you anxiety, man, because you never know when the power is gonna go off. Normally here in Uganda, when it rains or before it rains, they cut the power off. And sometimes after it rains or during or when it starts raining, they'll cut the power off. So really and truly, electricity here is very unreliable. Obviously, it depends what kind of area you're staying in. Some people always tell me, hey, it depends where you stay. In my place, like people that that live in Entebbe near the big man's house, they say the power never really goes off. And in some areas, they say the power never really goes off. But depending on where you're staying, the power is really unreliable. So when you come in here, on that note, bring some power banks so that, if, the power goes off and you need to charge your phone or your devices, you can, still charge your stuff using your power bank. So another con, unreliable electricity here in Uganda is annoying. It can give you anxiety, like I always say, because you're always worried. You're always thinking, damn, when is the power gonna go off? Is it gonna have to stay on? Like today, the whole day, it's been raining because at the moment now, they're literally going into the rain season, which starts officially from around November until early December. But yeah, so it's raining a lot these days, and when it does rain, the power goes off. And of course, if you're working at home and you have home internet, if the power goes off, you can't really get on, you can't really go online and do your work. So unreliable electricity is annoying here in Uganda. Another con here in Uganda. So when you come to most African countries that I've been to, mosquitoes. Now, mosquitoes are these little annoying, ants. No, not ants, flies. They're really, really annoying. They bite you. They're gonna bite you either way. So I've made videos in the past on my channel, check them out, about essential things to bring when you're coming to Uganda. So what I normally do when I'm coming to Uganda, I bring some mosquito repellent, some sprays that you can spray on your skin when you're going to sleep, because sometimes when you're sleeping, normally it's hot in Uganda, so your body might be exposed. You might not cover yourself properly, and mosquitoes are gonna feast on you when you're sleeping. So you can spray your arms, your legs and stuff like that. And also, what you can do as well, as soon as you get here, like I said before in my videos, get some anti-malaria tablets, because if you're getting bitten constantly by mosquitoes, depending on how weak or strong your system is, you might get malaria. So mosquitoes, you're gonna have to deal with them. Either way, you will get bitten. I don't know if I can show you guys marks on my body. I got marks everywhere because I've been there for a few months. It's mad. So mosquitoes, another con. Also, there's certain things you can use for mosquitoes. You can buy sprays from supermarkets or whatever. So maybe like 10, 20 minutes before you go to sleep, or even 30 minutes before you go to sleep, you can come in your bedroom, spray the whole room with these sprays, and apparently they kill the mosquitoes. So you lock all your windows, and then you spray the whole room, and then you get rid of the mosquitoes, and then later on when you're ready to sleep, you come and sleep and the mosquitoes are gone. Or you can get one of them electric mosquito rackets that I use. So if you see mosquitoes, boom, you get me, just lick it down, you get me, and that's what I use, innit? So yeah, another con, mosquitoes. Yeah, you have to deal with them when you come to Uganda. All right, another con for us, especially foreigners, when you come to Uganda, in some places you go to, especially places like markets, local markets or whatever, not all of them, don't get me wrong, not all of them, but some places you go to, you're gonna get overcharged for things. That's why I always recommend that go to shopping supermarkets or places where prices are labeled on the items you wanna buy. But if you go to local places, another con is you will be overcharged for certain things, because if you don't know the prices of things when you go to a certain area, they will overcharge you. So that's another con as well. Overpriced items for us foreigners, because you go to places you don't know how much. For example, a water bottle is in like a small shop, they might overcharge you. But if you go to a supermarket, they'll scan it and they'll tell you the price of the water. Or most places, they have the prices, written all over them. Reason why, you're probably thinking, Tam, you're talking so fast. Reason why I'm talking so fast, like I said, it's been raining. As you can see, it's a little bit dark in it, and I've put my lights on. I don't know when the power is gonna go off. So again, what I was talking about, the electricity, I'm a bit paranoid. So if it does go off, it might get really dark in here. So that's why I'm trying to go through these really quickly. So, overpriced for things. So when you do come to Uganda, most of the times, us locals all compare prices in different places. Then you might have a bit of an idea, how much things, cost. Or you can negotiate if you're cheap bastard. Anyway, let's get on with it. Yeah, when you come to Uganda, I find the internet very expensive. So that's another con. Depending on what kind of provider you're gonna use, some of the internet packages are really expensive, and you don't really get what you pay for. Let me explain. I've used a few providers since I've been coming to Uganda. I'm not gonna name companies, but some of them have expensive packages and they're really good as well, so you're getting what you paid for. But most of them have expensive packages, but you're not getting what you paid for. They give you slow speeds, and some of them might even put you on sharing packages where you share with different people if you don't know what you apply for. So when you do come to Uganda and you're gonna stay for a while, like I said earlier, for you digital nomads, or if you just want to use your laptop or whatever, you want to get Wi-Fi at home, do some research, ask a few people what kind of what better providers are, and then also compare prices. And obviously before you actually get into any contract with them or whatever, compare prices and ask them what they're going to give you, the speeds and all of that stuff. So yeah, internet down there is expensive. Obviously, I don't really like to compare whatever, but when I went to, even internet on phones, it's expensive. When I went to Kenya, internet in Kenya is cheaper than Uganda, and it's better in Kenya. And the internet here, I never had no issues with internet when I was in Kenya, but here, sometimes even the Wi-Fi, I have to, message one of my peoples that provides me internet. I'm like, hey, what's going on with internet today? Sometimes I go, like a whole day, and I've got no connection in my house, so it's annoying. So anyway, now another con, you might say, limited forms of transport when you come to Uganda. I mean, I've always said it, obviously in different, you guys want to compare, you can compare, but when you come to Uganda specifically, their main forms of transportations are obviously, they've got buses that take you, up country and to different countries. Like when I was going to Kenya, I was using buses. So they've got buses that take you to long journeys. They've got taxis they call, which you people from Kenya might call matatus, but here they call them, maybe sometimes they call them matatus as well, but they're taxis. They're these small minivans that you see on roads in my videos when I film around Kampala. So they've got buses that take you different places. They've got taxis, which you might call matatus. And of course, people got personal cars, which other people use for Ubers. And then obviously you got the popular border borders. Yo, I think there's in Kampala alone, I think there's more border borders than cars because it's crazy. So four main forms of transportation. I mean, there's train station, there's trains, but I don't think they use trains here yet. I've been hearing that they're working on them, which will be a great help, of course. But yeah, so those are the main forms of transportation. Of course, you can, if you have a personal bike, you can ride a personal bike if you prefer to do so, to move around. And of course, to fly in, you can fly in. They do have an airport here. So yeah, but when you're in Kampala, Uganda, main forms of transportations are normally, walk on your feet, border borders, personal cars, or get into a matatu to go somewhere else or wherever you're going, or if you're going to long journeys, you're gonna go to Kenya or Rwanda, you can use buses. Cool. All right. Another con, man, which is annoying during rush hours, traffic. I say it 3 times, man. Traffic in Kampala, man, can be annoying. So you have to really plan your journeys if you know what I'm talking about. Like, for example, on Monday, like during weekdays, Mondays to Fridays, in the mornings from like say 6 o'clock or even maybe 5 o'clock until like 9 o'clock, traffic on roads is crazy because obviously people are going to work, kids are going to school, so roads are kind of mad. So if you're going somewhere and you want to avoid all of that, maybe leave a bit later, maybe leave around 10 or 11 if you can do that. And also in the evening from like around 5 o'clock until maybe like around 9 p.m. roads are crazy with traffic. So horrible traffic here in Kampala. And the reason why I've realized, and I mentioned this in my previous videos, what I just mentioned previously, the limited forms of transportation here in Kampala, because obviously they don't really have like a train that can relieve certain parts of traffic in certain areas. Like for example, like let's say like in Kenya or whatever, right? Or in Ethiopia where I was, some people take trains to work and on the way home, so you might not have to drive. So that means less cars on the roads. Some people might use border borders here, of course, or even like in Kenya, or tuk-tuks. So that means less cars on the road, so less traffic. And yeah, so the more forms of transportation, the less traffic it is, the less you're gonna have traffic. But obviously here in Kampala, because you only have cars really and border borders, they only use roads, like cars and border borders. So yeah, everybody's trying to get home using cars and border borders. So it's crazy. Traffic, horrible. Right. Anyway, so you're probably thinking, man, time, you're giving us all the bad, but what's up with the good? Okay, let's get to the pros. Yeah. Okay, so the pros of Uganda, because I wanted to keep the pros at the end, so we don't end on on the bad. So let's get on the pros. Okay. Anyway, it's been a minute, so I'm excited to make a video, man. I haven't made a video for you guys in a minute, so let's go. One of the pros here, one of my favorites, beautiful weather. Uganda has tropical weather, as you may know or you may not know. So yeah, that's why most things grow here in Uganda, fruits, vegetables and all of that stuff. So Uganda here, they have tropical weather. That's why they've only got 2 seasons really. They obviously all around the year it's normally sunny season, or it's always hot or whatever, but they only get like a little bit of rainy season starting from like now around October, literally, because it's been raining for the last few weeks. Every other day it rains, but apparently officially the rain season starts from next month, November, for like a whole month until like early December. So all year round, for a bigger part of the year, the weather is always good. Tropical weather, man. It's beautiful weather, and even when it's hot, when it's really hot, because it gets really hot from like around 10 or 9 in the morning until like around 4. Even when it's really hot, it's not humid. It's not really like humid hot. It's hot, but then when but there's still breeze in the air, because obviously there's so much trees around, there's so much green around, and when you get in the shade, you cool down. You don't really need to have AC in the house. Like in Uganda, they don't really have ACs. They don't build houses with ACs. But if you're a person like me who sweats really quickly, you can get your own portable fan or AC. You can put your AC in the house or whatever if you need to, but you don't really need to, because the way they build these houses, once you're inside the house, trust me, you're nice and cool. Boom, beautiful weather. So that's one of the pros. Okay, Another pro here in Uganda, there's so much homegrown food, like I mentioned earlier, because of the weather. So much homegrown food. There's so much variety when it comes to foods, man. Obviously, I love it when I'm here. I always want to eat locally grown foods when I'm here. You know, they've got yam, they can grow yam here, plantain, green bananas, which they call matoke here, cassavas, they can grow Irish potatoes, sweet potatoes. Yo, in Uganda here, they can grow all type of things. The greens grow here. What do you call it? Spinach can grow here in Uganda. And then you go to fruits, they grow watermelons here, they grow passion fruits here, they grow pineapples here, mangoes. Even people here, you can literally grow your own in your own garden if you have space. So, yo, Uganda, like my motherland, when it comes to food, nobody in Africa can mess with us. And that's why I believe, actually there's a bird here who's been annoying me for the last few weeks. One of these peckerwood birds, they're stupidly, right? Now it just disrupted my video. What it does is been knocking on my window. If you guys know about these birds, apparently when they look in the mirror and they see a reflection of themselves, they think there's another bird on the other side. So they keep trying to attack the other bird, and they just end up banging into themselves into the window, the mirror. Stupid, but it is what it is. Yeah, hopefully it's not gonna annoy me too much, because normally I get up and chase it away and then it will come back. It's a battle I've been fighting for the last 2 weeks. No, 3 weeks actually. Yeah. So hopefully it's gone. Anyway, like I was talking about, when it comes to food, yo, food here in Uganda is amazing. And as I understand it, Uganda provides different African countries like Kenya, Rwanda, it provides them with food. So another amazing pro here that I'm proud of about my motherland here in Uganda, they grow all types of food. So when you're here, you're gonna, have so many things like avocados that grow here, mangoes, like I said, sugarcane, jackfruits, all types of things, man. Sweet corn or corn, yo, everything grows here in Uganda. So boom, big up to Uganda. Boom. Anyway, another pro, let's go into this. When you go to, if you're feeling sick or whatever and you need medication, as long as you got your own money, medication is available in most places. And the reason why I think that's a pro for me, for a person like me who's from Europe, you might be thinking, but time, why are you saying that's a pro? It is a pro because obviously where I'm from, like in England or whatever, yeah, if you're sick, you have to call your doctor and then you go see, and then they have to give you an appointment. So if you're really feeling sick on that day and they don't and they're fully booked that day, they might not give you an appointment on that day. So you might have to wait a few days for you to be able to be, to go get a checkup and then get prescribed some, medication, which is annoying because if you're really sick and you're in pain, unless you go to, obviously you can go to emergency services or whatever, that's obviously there, you can go and do that. But I'm talking about if you got like a headache or whatever and you need some painkillers and you call your doctor, you can't just go to you can go actually to a supermarket and buy medication, but if you really need something prescribed for you, then it's always you have to call your doctor and it's appointments and all of that stuff. And it can be annoying because you might need the medication there and then, but then you have to wait a few days. But here in Uganda, what I really like about it, you can literally, a lot of hospitals, you can go to the reception and be like, hey, I need to see a doctor, I've got this issue, blah, blah, blah. And they'll get a doctor to see after a little while when they're not busy, and then they can prescribe you, medication that you need straight away after they check you out properly and stuff. So I really love that. And you can even go here to a pharmacy and you buy certain medication that you might be prescribed by your doctor. You can buy it straight from a pharmacy, but which is different from obviously like Europe, which for me is annoying. I guess they do it there for safety, but I get it, but it can be annoying. So here, I love the fact that you can just go to a pharmacy and buy what you need. As long as you got your money, boom, boom. Yeah, so to me, that's a pro. Anyway, let's go to another one. Yeah, so guys, make sure you're liking the video and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Okay, here in Uganda, some might agree, some might disagree, but I think another pro can be the cost of living in Uganda. Obviously, like I always say in my videos, it depending on your lifestyle, it all depends on your lifestyle. So if you're a sensible person and you come to Uganda and you want to live here, if you can budget properly, cost of living in Uganda is cheaper than obviously Europe and stuff like that. Like I was saying, when it comes to food, even electricity, water bills, they're obviously cheaper than those countries, and I don't want to compare, but in my opinion, if you come here, cost of living is cheap in Uganda. If you come from abroad, if you want to compare from like the Western countries, it's cheap. So that's a pro for somebody who can come from abroad. If you come on holiday or if you want to come and live here on a budget, cost of living is cheap if you're sensible. I can hear this bird flying around. I hope it's not gonna start bumping into my window again. Anyway, that's cost of living. It's another pro. All right, okay. And another pro that I really like about Uganda and as a whole in the country, they welcome everybody. It doesn't matter where you're from, they welcome everybody. And sometimes it can be annoying because sometimes I've seen certain things where like you come here, you land at the airport at Entebbe, and obviously you as a traveler, depending on where, it doesn't matter where you come from, you as a traveler, everywhere you go, you want to be treated equally, right? Especially if you're a tourist. But sometimes I see some people from different backgrounds or different skin colors getting treated different to, other people. I'll just leave it as that. So hopefully they'll fix that here in Uganda. But overall, they welcome everybody. I mean, yeah, I see all types of people here. Obviously we've got the Ugandans that come here, you got the Kenyans, you got people like Nigerians, you get people from Rwanda, you get people from Ethiopia, I've met people from China, I've met people from America. So they literally welcome everybody, which is a pro, I guess. So if you're watching this video and you're thinking, if I go to Uganda, would I be welcomed? Look, it doesn't matter where you're from. If you're from India, Pakistan, I've met people from Pakistan, India here. Uganda welcomes everybody. So that's another pro. So if you want to visit Uganda, it doesn't matter where you're from, you can fly in. Okay, so one of my favorites, another pro. Amazing nightlife, especially here in Kampala, man. Like, look, if you guys know me, like you've seen some of my videos on my channel, nightlife, wherever I go. I made a few here in Uganda. I love to party when I'm here in Uganda. So for me, it's really good. So I have to mention it. It's a pro for me. Obviously, it takes money. You spend a lot of money when you're out there, you know what I'm saying? But it's a good thing. If you like to party and, you party responsibly, Uganda, especially Kampala, has an amazing nightlife. It's getting a bit darker. I think it's starting to rain again. Yeah, it's drizzling. So they have an amazing nightlife here in Kampala. So if you want to come to East Africa, or if you want to come to Uganda and you're probably wondering how's the nightlife, watch some of my videos that I've made about nightlife here in Kampala, man. Nightlife here is amazing. Look, these people here party from Monday to Sunday, or Sunday to Sunday. It's mad like that. There's always places open. Like, of course, on weekends, like everywhere is open. So yeah, it's mad like that. And obviously, if you like to drink, also, because some people stupidly always ask me, some of you people don't watch some of my videos, and then you ask me the questions that I've made videos about already. I make videos about nightlife, and I try to show certain things. I go to the bar and I show what kind of drinks they serve in those places. Somebody will come to my Instagram or in my comments and ask me, hey, Time, do they have whiskey in Uganda? I'm like, bro, even when I party, I drink whiskey. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, how can you ask that question? That means it shows me that you're not watching the videos. Watch the videos, man. If you want to know about nightlife in Kampala, watch the videos. If you want to know about cost of living, watch the videos. If you want to know about accommodation, watch the videos. Anyway, nightlife here in Kampala, again, I'm trying to rush through these because I don't know, the power might cut off soon because of this rain. So yeah, boom. Yeah, nightlife in Kampala is amazing. You guys can reach out to me on my Instagram if you want to know what kind of places to check out, or just watch the videos I made already. I always tell you about these places that I made videos about. I always try to go to different places after a while. I'll have favorites on certain days. Then after a while, I change and then I go to a different place or a few different places. So yeah, so if you want to know what kind of places we pop in on certain days, you can slide into my my DM on my Instagram, and I'll let you know if you're coming down there and you're on a party and all of that good stuff. So nightlife in Kampala, yeah. And then last but not least, let's talk about the people, which I think is another pro here. The overall majority of Ugandans are very cool people, man. They're welcoming, they're cool people, they're helpful. So if you come from anywhere, normally Ugandans are very laid back anyway, cool people. So the majority are helpful. So if you come to Uganda and you're on holiday or whatever, and you need some help, say if you're walking down the street and you know need some directions, if they speak English, or depending on what language you speak, if you can speak the local language, they'll help you out, man. Ugandans are very helpful. The majority, obviously, everywhere you go around the world, you're gonna run into some dickheads or some idiots, but overall, man, my Ugandan people are cool people, man. They're very helpful and they're kind as well. So that's another pro for me. So in case you're wondering, if you want to come to Uganda and you're like, man, how are the Ugandans? How are Ugandan people like? The majority of them are cool, man. They're laid back people. They're not too loud. Of course, there's a few that can be loud in every country or whatever, but overall, Ugandans are laid back, cool people, man, calm and stuff. So yeah, those were the pros and cons of living in Uganda or Kampala. I wanted to make this video for you guys because it's been a minute, and I know you guys are always asking different questions. I make videos about certain things, but you guys are gonna come ask me questions because you don't watch certain videos. So I thought I might as well, you know, put it all in one video and give you the pros and cons of, you know, coming here. So boom, any questions, put them in the comments, or again, I put my Instagram will be floating around during this video. So if you're on social media, boom, go check me out. If you're on TikTok, check out my short videos on TikTok. I might put my TikTok down here, or I'll just tell you, tymelondon 447, the same handle as my Facebook as well, tymelondon 447. So that's TikTok. Instagram will be there, and boom, yeah. Any questions? Go ahead and ask on Instagram or in the comments. Maybe more videos coming here from Uganda. I'm leaving soon. Boom. Guys, go ahead and, you know, subscribe before, you know, you leave the video. Like the vid and subscribe. I'm trying to hit that 10K, man. We're nearly there. We're nearly in 9K, but we're trying to get to 10K. So please, guys, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, man. Let's get your boy to 10K, man. I'm gonna be bringing you more videos. I'll be traveling soon. I'm not gonna tell you where, but I'm gonna be traveling soon. I'm gonna be making more content for you guys. So boom, I'm glad I can relax now. I'm glad I got to the end of the video and the power didn't cut off. As you can see, guys, it's getting darker and darker. Yeah, it's starting to drizzle. So yeah, boom. All right, guys, it's your boy tymelondon. Subscribe and like and all that good stuff. See you on the next one. Peace.